The awakening of the inner flame. Picture it, all the heartbreaks, all the sleepless nights, every doubt you've ever had. It's all been building you up for this very moment, not just this video or this guy, but for this lifetime. You're not an accident. You felt that pull, right? That nagging feeling that something's a bit off about you, like you're meant for something greater. Now, here's the thing, those struggles, that chaos, and that pain weren't just random. They were actually signs that you're one of the most powerful chosen ones out there. But let's slow down for a second. Let's start with that first question, you. You know that feeling of being an outsider? That's the sign you're one of the most powerful chosen ones. But let's slow down and start with the first question you should ask yourself. Do you feel like you don't belong in this world? Not in a sad or lonely way, but in a way that makes you feel like you were made for something beyond this world. Chosen ones often feel like strangers in an ordinary world. You might look at how society functions, the daily routines, the shallow you might feel like you don't belong in this world. It's not about feeling sad or lonely, but more like you feel like you were made for something beyond this world. Chosen ones often feel like strangers in an ordinary world. You might look at society, the daily routine, conversations, and the never-ending cycle of material desires and feel disconnected. But that feeling isn't a curse. It's a sign. Click subscribe to this channel to get more spiritual lessons. What separates us as chosen ones is that we don't just see the world for what it is, we see the world we're in this together, and I'm here to tell you that there's a lot more to us than meets the eye. We're more than just survivors, we're the chosen ones. You've got a fire in your belly, and it's not going out anytime soon. No matter what life throws at you, you keep on keeping on. Your dreams, your passions, and your sheer will to keep going, they're the fuel that keep the fire alive. There's something about you that just won't quit, even when the odds are stacked against you, even when you're knocked down 100 times. You get back up. But here's the deeper truth, this fire isn't just about resilience. It's about purpose. You see, the universe doesn't choose its strongest warriors for the easiest path. There's something about you that just won't quit, even when it feels like you're up against insurmountable odds. Even when you've been knocked down 100 times, you get back up. But here's the deal, this fire isn't just about bouncing back. It's about purpose. The universe doesn't handpick its strongest warriors for the easy battles. Think about it. Why would you be tested so much if you weren't meant to rise above it all? Why would you be given the strength to endure if there wasn't a greater reason for your existence? Every failure, every challenge, every heartbreak has been a lesson. Not to break you, but to make you stronger. Let's make this work. Think about it, why would you be tested so much if you weren't meant to overcome it all? Why would you be given the strength to endure if there wasn't a greater reason for your existence? Every failure, every challenge, every heartbreak has been a lesson not to break you, but to forge you. Let's make this practical. Take a moment to reflect on the hardest thing you've ever gone through. Maybe it was a betrayal, a loss, or a personal failure that left you questioning everything. Now, ask yourself, did it destroy me, or did it prepare me? Because the truth is, chosen ones don't crumble under pressure. We transform every scar. It becomes a story, every setback becomes a stepping stone, but here's the secret most people won't tell you, that fire you carry, that relentless drive to keep going even when you're exhausted, is not something you created on your own. It's a gift, a divine spark placed within you the moment you were born. You can't earn or lose it, it's just who you are. Now, here's a question that might catch you off guard. What are you doing with that fire? Being a chosen one isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about using your gifts to create something bigger than yourself. So, are you chasing your dreams? Are you chasing your highest potential, or are you playing small to fit into a world that was never meant to contain you? The chosen ones, the ones who truly step into their power, are the ones who refuse to settle. They recognize that their fire isn't just for lighting their own path, it's for illuminating the world around them. So, here's the deal, you've got some serious potential, but you might be holding yourself back from reaching it. The ones who really step into their power are the ones who refuse to settle. They see their fire isn't just for lighting their own path, but also for lighting up the world around them. Now, here's where the second sign comes in. You've got a deep, almost unexplainable connection to others. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the energy shift? Or have you ever had someone tell you that just being around you makes them feel better? This isn't about ego or charisma. It's about your energy. Chosen ones have, and you've got an aura, a magnetic presence that draws people in without even trying. And it's not because we're special in some superficial way. It's because we've been through the fire, we've been broken open, and in that breaking, we've become vessels for something greater. But let me ask you this, how often do you protect your energy? Because here's the paradox, you're magnetic because you're open, but that openness can leave you vulnerable. People will be drawn to you because they sense your strength, your empathy, your light. But not everyone who comes into your life is meant to stay. Some are there to drain you, to test you, to see if you've learned. So, here's the thing, you're super attractive because you're open, but that openness can also make you vulnerable. People are drawn to you because they sense your strength, empathy, and light. But not everyone in your life is meant to stay. Some people are there to drain you, test you, or see if you've learned. So, the lesson here is about boundaries. The question isn't just, who am I helping? It's also, who am I allowing to help me? Because even the strongest among us need support, and even the brightest flames need protection from the winds of doubt, negativity, and distraction. And this brings us to the third, and perhaps most profound, sign. You've got a strong sense of purpose, even if you're not totally sure what it is yet. Here's the deal, you've probably felt this nagging feeling that you're meant to do something big and important. But the bummer is that you might not have a clue what that is. Maybe you've tried different jobs or paths. Different relationships, only to feel like none of them fit. But what if that restlessness wasn't a sign of failure? What if it was a sign that your purpose is bigger than you can currently understand? Here's a truth that took me years to understand. Purpose isn't about knowing, it's about trusting. Trusting that. You know how sometimes you feel like you're in the wrong relationship, like you're not good enough? Well, here's the thing, maybe that's not a sign of failure. Maybe it's actually a sign that your purpose is bigger than you realize. I'll tell you something I learned after years of struggle. Purpose isn't about knowing, it's about trusting. Trusting that every step, even the missteps, is leading you somewhere meaningful. Trusting that the universe is conspiring in your favor, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. Trusting that the fire inside you isn't just a random spark, it's a guide, a beacon, a reminder that you're here for more. But here's the challenge, with this, what would happen if you stopped waiting for clarity and started acting with faith? Because purpose isn't something you find, it's something you create. It's in the way you show up every day, the way you treat people, the way you choose courage over comfort. So, as we close this first part, I want you to sit with one final question. If you knew with absolute certainty that you were chosen for greatness, how would you live differently? The bridge between worlds, awakening to your divine calling. Now that we've laid the foundation, let's go deeper. If you truly are among the most powerful chosen ones, I think you are, and that means you're not just living your life. You're walking a line between the physical and spiritual worlds. You exist in a reality where most people see only the surface, but you've always felt the currents beneath. You've always sensed that there's a deeper truth, a greater purpose, and you're one of the chosen ones. You feel a deep connection to the unseen and the divine. You see what most people don't, the currents beneath the surface. You feel the invisible thread that ties you to something far beyond what the eyes can see. But here's the paradox, being chosen isn't about being above others. It's not a badge of superiority. It's a responsibility. And sometimes that responsibility feels heavy, doesn't it? You might feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. You feel like you have to be strong, wise, compassionate, and resilient, even when you're struggling yourself. But you keep going. Why? Because deep down, you know this truth, you were built for this. And that brings us to a critical sign of being a chosen one. You feel a profound connection to the unseen, to the divine. To the mysteries of the universe. Think about it. Have you ever felt like the universe was speaking to you? Maybe it was through a series of coincidences, those coincidences that felt too perfect to be random. Maybe it was through a vivid dream that stayed with you for days. Or maybe it was. Have you ever felt like the universe was talking to you? Maybe it was through a bunch of coincidences, those things that seemed too perfect to be random. Or maybe it was through a dream so vivid and real that it stayed with you for days. Or maybe it was through a quiet moment of stillness, when you felt an overwhelming sense of peace, as if the universe was cradling you in its arms. This connection isn't accidental. It's a reminder that you are never alone. No matter how isolated you feel or how many people misunderstand you, the divine is always with you. But here's the thing, this connection isn't just for comfort. It's for guidance. So, let me ask you something. How often do you slow down and truly listen? We live in a noisy world with constant notifications and endless distractions. There's constant pressure to achieve more, do more, be more. But the voice of the divine isn't loud. It doesn't shout over the chaos, it whispers. If you don't make space for silence, you might miss it. So, here's a practical question. When was the last time you sat in complete stillness? Not scrolling through your phone, not planning your next move, but simply being fully present, fully open, fully receptive, because. Here's the deal, the answers you're looking for are already inside you. You just need to quiet the noise long enough to hear them. But let's dive deeper. Connecting with the divine isn't just about getting guidance, it's about becoming a vessel for something greater. And that's where the next sign comes in. You have the power to inspire transformation in others, often without even trying. Take a moment to reflect on this. How often have people come to you for advice even when you didn't feel particularly wise? How often have strangers opened up to you, sharing their deepest fears, hopes, and dreams as if they instinctively knew you'd understand? How often have you said something in passing, only to have someone tell you later that your words changed their life? This isn't a coincidence. It's not random. It's a reflection of your energy, your spirit, your purpose. You carry a light within you, and whether you realize it or not, that light, it's got the power to make you see things in others. But here's the catch, how do you give to others without draining your own energy? Let's be real, being a chosen one can be exhausting. People are drawn to your light, but not everyone who comes to you has good intentions. Some are there to take and drain. They're testing your boundaries, and if you're not careful, you can end up burning yourself out. So, here's the wisdom I want to share with you. Being chosen doesn't mean saying yes to everything and everyone. It means discerning who and what aligns with your purpose. It means recognizing that your energy is sacred and not everyone deserves access to it. This is. Boundaries are there to protect your energy and keep you from burning out. So, the next time someone asks for your time or energy, ask yourself if it'll add to your light or dim it. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful signs of being chosen. You have a deep sense of purpose, even if it's not fully clear. Here's some practical advice for the next time someone asks for your time, energy, or advice. Ask yourself if the person is adding to your light or dimming it. Now, let's talk about one of the most significant signs of being among the chosen ones. You have a deep sense of purpose, even if it's not fully clear to you yet. This sense of purpose is like a compass that constantly pulls you towards something greater, even when you're lost, even when you doubt yourself, even when everything feels like it's falling apart. There's a part of you that knows you were meant for more. But here's the thing about purpose, it's not a destination, it's not a title, a job, or a specific goal. Purpose is a way of being. It's in the way you've got a sense of purpose, right? It's like a compass that's always pointing you towards something bigger. Even when you're lost, even when you doubt yourself, even when everything seems to be falling apart, there's a part of you that knows you're meant for more. But here's the thing about purpose, it's not a destination. It's not a title, a job, or a specific goal. It's a way of being. It's in the way you show up in the world, the way you treat others, the way you choose love over fear, even when it's hard. And let me ask you this, what would you do if you weren't afraid? Because fear is the enemy of purpose. It whispers lies: you're not good enough, you're not ready, you'll never succeed. But the truth is, fear only has power if you let it. And being chosen means learning to walk through that fear to trust. Hey, so here's the deal: show up in the world the way you treat others, the way you choose love over fear, even when it's tough. And let me ask you this: what would you do if you weren't afraid? Because fear is the enemy of purpose. It's like a liar, saying things like, you're not good enough, you're not ready, you'll never succeed. But the truth is, fear only has power if you let it. And being chosen means learning to walk through that fear to trust. It means believing that the divine wouldn't have put this fire inside you if you weren't meant to use it. So, here's some practical advice for the next time fear tries to hold you back. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen if I fail? And then ask yourself, what's the best that could happen if I succeed? Because here's the truth: the world needs you. It needs your light, your wisdom, your fire. It needs you to step up and lead into your purpose, not just for your own sake, but for the sake of everyone you're meant to inspire, heal, and uplift. Becoming the light, living fully as a chosen one. Now that we've explored the depth of your connection to the divine, your hidden power to inspire transformation, and the fire of purpose that drives you, it's time to focus on the ultimate truth. What does it truly mean to live as one of so? You're ready to become one of the most powerful chosen ones, right? What does it mean to live as one of them? What does it mean to not just carry this energy, but to embody it fully in every aspect of your life? Being chosen isn't just about recognizing who you are, it's about becoming who you are meant to be. So, let's start here. What holds you back from stepping into your power? For many of us, it's fear: fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of our own. The most powerful chosen ones. What does it mean to not just carry this energy, but to embody it fully in every aspect of your life? Here's the thing: being chosen isn't just about recognizing who you are, it's about becoming who you are meant to be. Let's start here. What holds you back from stepping into your power? For many of us, it's fear: fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of our own greatness. Yes, that's right. Sometimes it's not the fear of falling short that paralyzes us, but the fear of what might happen if we actually rise. Stepping into your power means taking responsibility. It means no longer hiding from the world. It means becoming the light, even when it feels easier to stay in the shadows. But here's the truth: the world is waiting for you. Everything you've been through. Sometimes, it's not the fear of failing that stops us, it's the fear of what might happen if we actually succeed. Stepping into your power means taking responsibility, meaning no longer hiding from the world, and becoming the light, even when it feels easier to stay in the shadows. But here's the truth: the world is waiting for you. Everything you've been through, every victory, every heartbreak, every lesson has been preparing you for this moment. So let's talk about what it means to become the light. First, it means embracing your imperfections. You see, so many people think they need to be perfect to make an impact. They think they need to have all the answers, to never make mistakes, to always know exactly what they're doing. But the truth is, your imperfections, they make you relatable, human, real. They show others that it's possible to be both flawed and extraordinary. So, let me ask you, what part of yourself have you been hiding because you thought it made you unworthy? Here's the wisdom: your vulnerability is your strength. It's through your openness and authenticity that you connect with others on a human level. You've got a lot to offer. You might feel like you have to be perfect, but that's not what's important. What matters is being real and showing people they can overcome their struggles. Being a light doesn't just mean being real, it means taking action. You've got gifts like passion, intuition, and a strong sense of purpose. Use them to make a positive difference in the world. Many of us are really good at talking ourselves out of making a difference. We might think, who am I to make a difference? What can I possibly offer that hasn't already been done? But you're here for a reason. Your voice, your perspective, your energy, they're all completely unique. You might not see the full picture yet, but you've got to start somewhere. Chosen ones often have a hard time getting started. You might feel like you don't have anything to offer, like you're not qualified to make a difference. But here's the thing, you're here for a reason. Your voice, your energy, your perspective, they're all one of a kind. You might not see the full picture yet, but trust me, your actions can have a huge impact. So here's the deal, don't wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect version of yourself. Just start. It could be writing that book you've always wanted to write, creating art that speaks to your soul, or simply being kinder to the people around you. Every little bit you do can make a difference. Believe me, even the smallest action can create huge ripples. So here's the advice, don't wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect version of yourself. Just start. It could be writing that book you've been dreaming of, creating art that speaks to the soul, or simply being kinder to the people around you and spreading light in unexpected ways. Whatever it is, trust that it matters and that it's enough. As you step into this role as a light in the world, you'll begin to notice something extraordinary, the universe will rise to meet you. This is one of the most profound truths about living as a chosen one. When you align with your purpose and act with courage and faith, doors will open that you never even knew existed. Opportunities, connections, and resources will appear as if by magic. But let me be clear, this isn't luck. It's alignment. It's the universe responding to your energy, your intention, your willingness to step into your calling. But here's where it gets even deeper. Living as a chosen one isn't just about creating a life you love. It's about creating a legacy. Think about this for a moment. What will people, opportunities, connections, and resources will come your way? But let me be clear, this isn't luck. It's alignment. It's the universe responding to your energy, your intention, your willingness to step into your calling. But here's where it gets even deeper. Living as a chosen one isn't just about creating a life you love. It's about creating a legacy. Think about this for a moment. What will people remember about you when you're gone? Not in a morbid way, but in a way that forces you to think bigger. Will they remember the things you owned, the titles you held, the superficial achievements? Or will they remember the way you made them feel, the way you inspired them to believe in themselves, the way your light sparked something in them that changed the course of their life? Because here's the truth, chosen ones aren't here to live ordinary lives. We're here to leave a mark, a legacy, a ripple effect that extends far beyond our lifetime. But legacy isn't built in a day. It's built in the small daily choices we make to show up, to be present, to live with intention. So let me ask you this, if you knew your actions today could change someone's life forever, how would you live differently? And here's the wisdom: they can. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be rich, you don't have to have all the answers. All you have to do is show up fully, authentically, and with an open heart. Your presence alone has the power to inspire transformation. Now, let's talk about the final piece of this puzzle, the ultimate sign that you are among the most powerful chosen ones. You are not afraid to walk alone. This doesn't mean you reject others or isolate yourself. It means you've learned to trust your own path, even when it's rich. You don't have to have all the answers. All you have to do is show up fully, authentically, and with an open heart. Your presence alone has the power to inspire transformation. Now, let's talk about the final piece of this puzzle. The ultimate sign that you are among the most powerful chosen ones is that you are not afraid to walk alone. This doesn't mean you reject others or isolate yourself. It means you've learned to trust your own path, even when it looks different from everyone else's. It means you've accepted that being chosen often means standing apart, not because you're better than others, but because your calling requires you to take a road less traveled. But here's the beauty of this: when you stop trying to fit into the world begins to reshape itself around you. When you embrace who you are fully, you give others permission to do the same. And suddenly, you're no longer walking alone, you're leading. So, as we wrap up here, I want to leave you with one final thought: what will you do with the gift of being chosen? Because, trust me, it is a gift. It's not always easy, and it's not always clear, but it's always worth it. You're here for a reason. You're here to light the way, to awaken others, to create something extraordinary. So, what's stopping you? The world is waiting for you to rise. Will you answer the call?